Hello and welcome back to the Motorhome Review channel. Today I am at Leisureworld in Catterick, which is in North Yorkshire, and it's just off the A1. This is a great place with an amazing indoor showroom in bad weather to come and take a look around. In this video I'm going to give you some top tips about what to look for, what to avoid and what to think about when buying a motorhome or a camper van. So we'll go through a few things and hopefully it might be a little bit helpful if you're in the process of looking for a motorhome or camper van. So first of all, let's wander off and take a look at some nice things. What do you need to know? Well, it's important when buying a motorhome to think about your base vehicle. Same with camper vans. The general choices are Fiat, as we can see on this Bürstner Signature motorhome, Mercedes, as we can see on this camper van, Ford is also a popular one, and then there's VW, MAN and a few other options such as Peugeot and various others, but your main ones are generally going to be Ford, Mercedes and Fiat. So choose your base vehicle. Obviously choose your price point. The next thing, let's talk about motorhomes. In the showroom I'm going to show you semi-integrated and integrated. We'll start with semi-integrated. Now a semi-integrated motorhome is where they take the cab, for example here on Fiat, and then they add the body to the rest of that motorhome. So this is semi-integrated when people talk about that. The benefits of these are that instead of having a very expensive front windscreen, if anything goes wrong, you have the simple cab feature. These are a more common layout style you'll find within the motorhome industry. And on these, it's important to think about your habitation door. Now, UK motorhome manufacturers will generally put the door on the near side or the left-hand side of the motorhome. European manufacturers, because they're built for the European market, yes, they will be right-hand drive, but the habitation door will be here on the right-hand side. Now, this is fantastic if you do like to, or thinking about touring Europe, because once you get to Europe, everybody's door is going to be here. So that's something to think about. Let's just go inside. Now this is actually a prototype I'm going to show you. This is the new Bürstner Signature. Now motorhomes have a number of berths, could be 2 to 6 berths, depends on what you're looking for. Many of the layouts will be, you'll find that the lounge is at the front like this. There's different styles of lounges. This is a forward facing or facing dining area, also known as a dinette. Some of the bench seat styles will come across here and forward face that way. We'll see some other lounges as we go along. So this is a fairly standard motorhome lounge. You'll find then obviously you flow back, you'll more often than not on a smaller motorhome have an all-in-one shower and washroom because it's the use of space. You'll generally get a nice kitchen. Now this is the new Bürstner Signature kitchen. You have all sorts of pull-out flaps and different bits and pieces. This slides out on this model. It's all new and innovative. And then most of the time you'll find a bed at the back. This one is an island bed. I know you can't walk all around it, but these are called island beds. Other styles are single beds or longitudinal beds. So again, think about the bed that's going to work for you. Let's venture off and just take a look at a couple of other models. So as well as the base vehicle, you also need to think about the size of your motorhome. This one is a 7.5 metre motorhome, so it gives you an idea of size. And this has a fabulous garage. Think about your storage space. Many of the European motorhomes will give you excellent storage, and you can see that garage space there for putting in all your outdoor equipment and bikes and things like that. Weight's another important thing. Many motorhomes are 3.5 tonne, 3,500 kilos. You can drive those on your car licence. If they're over 3.5 tonne, you are going to need the C1 category on your driving licence. This big motorhome is the Coachman Travel Master. This is what Jules and I have. We have an island bed model. So this is a big motorhome, 8 metres and 39 centimetres long, and this is 4.5 tonnes. So this is where you'd need that C1. Now this is based on Mercedes, so you can see the Mercedes cab front. Again, it's a semi-integrated motorhome. We've got the cab and then the body. Because this is manufactured or produced for Coachman, which is a UK manufacturer, that habitation door is here on this near side, the left-hand side. So it's different to the one we've just seen. We'll just go in and so you can take a look and see the layout in here. If you're thinking about buying a big motorhome like this, you might think, is it a little bit big? It depends what you want to do with it. We've had no issues, and the benefit you'll get is all this interior space, absolutely beautiful. You can see the large lounge. What you need to also look at as well is fridges and freezers. So what equipment are you getting in your motorhome? This has got a separate fridge compartment and a separate freezer. You've also got a microwave. Depends how much you like to cook. UK manufacturers will 9 times out of 10 put a microwave in. A European manufacturer 9 times out of 10 won't. So think about what's important. Hobs can be different in motorhomes and campervans. In motorhomes, generally on the European ones, you will just get gas. The UK ones, you might get a mixture of an electric plate and gas. It does depend. And then, depending on the motorhome, you may get a small all-in-one gas oven and grill, or you might get a separate one. It does depend. Now, because this motorhome is longer, here we see a separate shower and a separate washroom. Now, again, it depends how important these things are to you. This is an example of single beds or longitudinal beds. One thing I always say is get on the bed and lay on it. Make sure it's long enough for you, because if you're a tall person, sometimes they're not going to be long enough. These ones actually have headrests as well that you can sit up electronically. Also, equipment. This comes with an air conditioning unit as standard, but it is a more expensive motorhome. So check the level of equipment that you're going to be getting. Let's venture off and take a look at a few more of these motorhomes. We'll head off this way. Now, I've spoken about Mercedes. This is an Adria. Adria is a Slovenian manufacturer. This is on Mercedes, and this is semi-integrated. You'll see that the habitation door is not here on the left side, it's on the right hand side, the offside, because it's European. Some motorhomes like this, Adria, you can actually choose a different cab colour when it comes to Mercedes. So on a Mercedes one, check if you can have a different colour cab, because it might be that you want to change it around. So on Adria, you can see here some of the accessories that come as standard and some that obviously cost a little bit more. You need to look out for things like wind out awnings. I think an awning's really important. If you're buying a motorhome or a campervan even, I would not want to be without that awning, because in warm weather, it's great to wind it out and get some shade. In bad weather, and I don't mean wind, I mean rain and drizzle, you can put that out and sit under it and you'll be sheltered from the great British wet weather. So this is Adria. Now, what you'll find as well with motorhomes, as we go into the Adria, they have really different feels to them. We've been into a Bursner Signature, we've been into a Coachman Travel Master. This is Adria. And you'll notice it's much more stark in terms of the finish, very European, very, people say Scandinavian, although they're definitely not built in Scandinavia. But you'll notice the clean lines, it's minimalist, but these are actually a premium motorhome, and you'll see from the finish on the trims, beautifully finished, but they are kept simple. The back here, this again, example of these single beds. Some of the motorhomes, you'll find you can pull a slat out here and you get an additional cushion, and you can actually make it into a massive double bed at the back. So best of both worlds. And then our separate shower and washroom. I'll just open this and I'll let you go in there and have a look at a motorhome washroom. In a motorhome washroom, you should be expecting a toilet and the sink, the mirror, cabinets. Things to look out for in cabinets are that you do get your bars to keep all your toiletries in place, and I'll show you that as we go along. So that's an example of an Adria. Now, what about special editions? Motorhomes and campervans always have special editions at different times of their manufacturing. This is again Adria, but this is on Fiat. Now you will get on this one the standard Fiat colour. There's no colour options with Adria on Fiat, it's silver. This is actually the 60th anniversary model. So when you go looking at motorhomes, I'll show you some others in shortly, you may find that they're special editions. So this is 60 selection. We have here a Bursner B66 campervan. This again is a special edition for 2026. Now what they'll do with a special edition is they take the base motorhome, this is a coral, and what they'll do is they'll put other equipment on it and sell it at a special price. You might get special graphics, special soft furnishings inside. One thing to look at when you're buying something like this is how good a value is it against the actual proper motorhome? What are you really saving? And also, why are they doing a special edition? Is it because there's a new model coming for the next season? So if you're one of these people that doesn't want last year's model, just think there could be a new model coming, and that's why they're doing this value pack. It might be that you're actually quite pleased to be saving some money. So that's something to think about there. We'll go and have a look at this, what's called A-Class or integrated motorhome. So this is Roller Team. Now, Roller Team is an Italian manufacturer. They're actually a fairly mid-price point. However, because they're Italian, normally you would expect the habitation door on the off side, on the right-hand side. But these are for the UK market. So what they've done, they've actually put their habitation door here on the near side. So that's quite unusual. Now, when I say A-Class or integrated, it looks like this. What they do is they take the base vehicle, which in this case is the Fiat, and they build the motorhome around there. They don't use the original Fiat cab. The frontage here is actually what's called a mask, and that is applied towards the end of the manufacturing process on most of these motorhomes. So this and this, none of this is original Fiat. This is all manufactured for Roller Team. When I was talking about that big front windscreen earlier, there it is. The benefit is you get a beautiful view out. The disadvantage is if you damage this with a crack or a chip, to replace these windscreens is a lot of money. So it's always worthwhile as well checking on insurance quotes if you're insuring one of these. But you do get the nice coach style mirrors. I've never tried an A-Class motorhome, integrated motorhome myself on my travels. I've obviously reviewed a few, but I really would like to give one a go. Again, on here we can see that we've got the two-lay awning. Other things you might want to have fitted, it could be lithium batteries. Find out what's your motorhome coming with. Solar panels on the roof, are they standard or do you need to add some? I think solar is a real benefit personally. Now, integrated motorhomes like this or A-Class are available from different manufacturers in different sizes. The smallest one that I am very familiar with is the Roller Team Pegaso, which is 5 metres and 99 centimetres. That is a small one. Others can go up to 9 metres, so you've got a real variety. What you'll find with these, you can see our cab there, you can see how different this is to the motorhome on the semi-integrated. Drop-down beds on integrated will generally be like this. This is the style, so if you're having the drop-down bed, that's what you can expect. Lounge area, and this is a nice. So when we talk about layouts, it's funny because this one already makes me want to come in and sit down. When we talk about layouts, we saw an island bed, we've seen the single beds, or longitudinal as I call them, and called in Europe. This is a rear lounge. Now, rear lounges are available on a number of manufacturers, so do obviously have a look and a bit of research. Some manufacturers will do a lounge and a drop-down bed at the back as well, so that adds extra berths. These are often used for family layouts, but it just gives you an idea of another layout. This could be a real positive if you're wanting a lounge area, and then you can use your drop-down bed up at the front. So just something else to think about. And in there, that's your all-in-one washroom there. Right, off we go. So that is an example of a Roller Team in integrated or A-Class. Now let's talk about some more compact motorhomes. When people talk about a compact motorhome, they may not be talking about the length. So this motorhome here is by Auto Trail. This is a UK manufacturer. This is based on Ford. Now, all of the motorhomes will have a diesel engine, whether it be 2 litre, 2.2, whatever it might be, depending on the vehicle. The brake horsepower, the horsepower will depend again on whether it's Fiat, Mercedes or Ford. You've got the choice of automatic and manual on most motorhomes. So this is an example of a Ford based. Now, because it's a UK manufactured vehicle, the habitation door is here on the left hand side. This motorhome is only 5 metres and 99 centimetres long. So this is compact length. It's not compact width though. It's 2 meters and 35 centimeters wide. So this is compact length, but not compact width. You'll know if it's not going to be compact width, because 9 times out of 10 again, you'll have the full length mirrors here on the arm. That shows you it's probably not compact width. Let's just go inside. Now this is a good example of a motorhome that has no fixed bed. Despite it being short in length, you still have a fabulous lounge. These are generally available in 2 to 4 berths. If it's a 2 berth, you'll generally get a lounge and that'll convert into a bed. The downside of that is every night you'll have to make your bed up, and when one of you wants to go to bed, you're both going to bed. And in the morning when you get up, you're both getting up, or one of you sat on the bed with your cup of tea. This here isn't a drop-down bed. These come either as electrically operated or manual, depends on the motorhome and the budget cost of that motorhome. More expensive ones, I'd be expecting the electric drop-down. So you will have 2 berths there, 2 berths here. These come down to a varying height, depends on the motorhome. Some come all the way down, some will stop halfway. You'll get a ladder to climb up. So that's a drop-down bed. The benefit on the 2 berth style motorhome like these smaller ones, generally you'll get a good sized kitchen as well, and then the washroom tends to be at the back. So if you want to venture into there, when the bathrooms come across the back, you'll find a shower cubicle, the toilet and the sink. And because this is a UK motorhome, we have got the microwave, which I mentioned before. Fridges and freezers vary in size across the motorhome ranges. Some will be under counter, others will be the tower fridge and freezer. Now this one, let's talk about this. This is a compact width motorhome. So we'll go round to the front again. This is the Roller Team Kronos 590. Compact in length, another 5 meter 99, but in terms of its width, it's only 2 meters and 15. You can see here when I mentioned about wing mirrors, these haven't got the longer arms, and the body here is much closer to the cab, so that makes it narrower. These are great if you live in the middle of nowhere down a country lane, or you like doing Cornwall, parts of Devon. Compact motorhome. This is a good alternative to a van conversion, so one to consider. And then if we venture down here, this is again a Fiat based motorhome. This is the Buccaneer Quantum. These are actually new for 2026. This is a UK manufactured motorhome. You can see the habitation door there. This has an unusual style. You'll see at the front, it's semi-integrated again. We've got the overcab part here, and they've got this almost like glass surround at the top. So that's something a little bit different. Now, something like this starts at around £95,000 to £96,000. This is more of a top-end motorhome. We've got the silver cab, the silver sides. The more money it is, the more pizzazz you're expecting. This one is an eldest motorhome. Now, this is more of what I would consider entry level. This one here with a couple of extras on is £65,000. So we can see the difference between the two. We've got white cab. We have got alloys. A lot of UK motorhomes will come with alloys, but we've got more of a basic presentation of the motorhome. Now, things I always talk about what you need to look for. Let's just go into this one. So when we come inside, things you want to be considering are obviously the bed layout. Now this one is what's also known as a French bed or a side fixed bed. So this is completely different. This is fairly unusual in motorhomes now. It used to be quite a common layout, but not so much now. But you can see this style of bed. The only compromise with this is this side has the cut off, so it can be a bit shorter if you are both tall people. And if someone's sleeping over there, they've got to climb over. So just think about the layout. With the washrooms, always be mindful with toilets. You need to make sure that with the toilet, you can sit on it and close the door. So when you come to look at motorhomes or campervans, make sure you can fit on the bed, lay out on it, make sure you both get on the bed. Toilet, can you sit on it? Can you close the door? So those are just a few things to think about when you're looking at a motorhome. There's a lot more to it than that, but that's a very basic entry. Let's have a quick look at these campervans. So what do we need to know? Campervans, again, can be on a range of base vehicles. Mercedes is generally the most expensive campervan. With the Fiat, you will, with a lot of manufacturers, have a choice of external colours, some not. They will give you one colour, one set of graphics. So have a look at that. Have you got a choice of colours? Pop tops. Pop tops are generally an optional extra. They can add £5,000 on average to the campervan, depending again on the manufacturer. So this is manufactured by Explore, part of the Eldest Group. This is a UK manufactured camper. The pop top is on this one. The habitation door here, again the sliding door on the left hand side. Campervans have a number of layouts as well. Some of them have a rear lounge, some of them have what's called a transverse bed, and some of them what's called the longitudinal beds. This one has a rear lounge. Now, as you can see, we started at the front with the little dining area, and back here we have a lounge area. Now, this is fabulous for chilling out and relaxing in your camper, especially if the weather's bad. Just be mindful you don't get as much storage for your bits and pieces with one like that. I'll close that up. Most campervans will come in 3 lengths. That would be 5 metres and 40 centimetres, 6 metres and 6 metres 36. Those are standard lengths. Some Mercedes campers are available on 7 metres and a couple of other variants within the more niche sector. Mainstream manufacturers, that's what you're going to be looking at. We'll just head down this way. Now, Bürstner have the new B66 range. German manufacturer, habitation door here on the off side. Now, this one has a washroom up here at the front, and then this one has a rear lounge, but as you can see, it also has an electric drop-down bed. So you don't have to make your lounge up. You also get a garage on this one, and as I say, that drop-down bed. Some campervans, as well as having the drop-down bed at the back, instead of that, they'll actually have a drop-down bed here at the front. Rapido do that, and it's a fabulous layout. We'll just trundle through here and have a couple of minutes round this corner. Now, on board, you'll see some points here. Your campervan and your motorhome will have an electric hookup point. You'll have a fresh water tank. Depending on the manufacturer, depends on the capacity. You also have a grey waste tank. So when you run your taps and your water goes through, it goes into a separate grey waste tank, and you just need to empty that on the campsite. Now, this campervan is an Adria. We saw the Adria motorhomes. This is the Adria Twin. This is one of the most popular campervan ranges. If you've got the money, this is what a lot of people go for. Prices vary. I don't know what this is. We'll go and have a look. But generally, to get into a Twin, I'm going to put a ballpark of 85 to 95,000. They were more after COVID. They went up considerably, up near £100,000. These have a number of different layouts. This is actually an electric drop-down bed, but with the rear back as well. So this is more of an adventure one. You can lift your bed up and get bikes and all sorts of bits under there. So this is quite a sort of unusual layout. Behind me, we've got another Eldest. I'm not sure if that one is a lounge or a bed. Let's have a look in here. So in this one, if I open that up, now this is very different altogether. We actually have what does convert into a French bed or side fixed bed. So you can see how that's going to slide out. So that's a nice layout to look at. Eldest there with the lighter wood colour. And then we'll close that up. There we go. We'll leave that as we found it, and I'm just going to come this way and I'll see you up there. So that is the Adria-based campervan. Now again, we can see it here in the silver. You may well have optional choices in the paintwork available depending on manufacturer. Adria offer a number of colours. And then here we have a Mercedes campervan. Now this is the new Habiton. This was launched for 2026 as well. Based on Mercedes, what you'll find, this actually has quite a low starting point in terms of price, but once you've specced it up, you can take it up to here, £97,000. But this has got loads of kit on it, and this is a brand new new for this season camper from Burstner on Mercedes. So let's just trundle around the back and have a look at the back. It's got a beautiful back end. Before I open it up, you can see why Mercedes are always more money. They are a phenomenal drive. So let me open this. There we go. And this. So this one, what this is going to do, you see the slat there, that's going to collapse down and that's going to make a bed there at the back. So not a lounge, but beds. And once the beds are down, you do still have storage space underneath. Close that up. There we go. Right. So what do we need to know in summary? First of all, set your budget, decide on your base vehicle. Do you want something like the Fiat, the Ford, the Mercedes, or others that are available? Once you've got your base vehicle, think about the size of motorhome or campervan. Can you park it on your drive? Do you want to park it on the drive? Weight, have you got the correct driving licence to drive that vehicle? Again, you will need your C1 for these heavier vehicles over 3.5 tonnes, or for the 3.5 tonne ones, you can drive it on your car licence. Once you've made those decisions, what about your layout? It's important that you choose the right layout for you. It might be best to hire a campervan or a motorhome before you commit to spending this sort of money. Once you've chosen your layout, what's important? Like lithium batteries, solar panels, air conditioning, inverters, you name it, the list goes on and on. Find yourself a reputable dealership to go to as well. Go to the shows, join the Facebook groups. Owners groups are a really valuable place. You'll find out exactly what is great and what's not so great about your dream campervan and motorhome from owners themselves. Those are just a few top tips. I won't say there may be top tips, but a few tips that I would be thinking about if I was going to look for a new campervan motorhome. What we'll do now is, before we leave Leisureworld, we'll just head over to the leisure shop here and have a quick look at the accessory shop, and then Jules and I will be on our way. So I will leave you looking at the accessory shop. Thank you to Leisureworld at Catterick for letting us come and film in the showroom. I'll put a link in the description. So as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.